That's right. Call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Good morning, Jobfather Nation. Happy Friday. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and whose love is better than our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? We are so excited to be a part of NTX Radio, which is a radio and podcast collective proudly serving all of North Texas and can be heard all over the world on TuneIn Radio and on the NTX Radio app. You can listen on Android, Apple CarPlay, or just ask Alexa to play NTX Radio. Check out our lineup and more at ntxradio.com. We truly want to thank our valued partners for helping us amplify the voices of North Texas. Before we get started, we have an exciting show today. Let's bow our head for a quick word of prayer. Father God, thank you for the privilege and opportunity to be here to serve and educate the job seeker community. Lead, guide, direct our conversations to be beneficial and enlightening. And I pray, Lord God, that you would open doors of opportunity for every job seeker out there, for your hand of provision to be in their lives, and for them to be able to build fruit of the Spirit during this time of change. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Well, good morning, Foster. Good morning, everybody. We're so excited about today.
You know, this is a big time. I'm excited today because I got my sister with us down. See her down there with the red hair?
I see. Yay!
The reason that we look alike is because she's my sister.
Yeah,
from
you look
another
exactly
mister.
alike. Super twinsies.
We do.
Guys,
We totally do.
that's
Well,
Abby
we're
Cohen
triplets
out
then.
there. And a lot of you guys already know Abby. And she has been in the network a long time. She's spoken around a lot of our groups and stuff. She is in, y'all, she's not in New York anymore. She's in Florida now. So
Ah,
she got tired. I guess she got tired of all the cold weather. I don't
I
know.
sure
Maybe
did.
they're not acting right in New York. I
I'd
don't
go
know.
to Florida.
No doubt. I go down there when I go to get away from my vacation. Okay. Hey Dana, thanks for the prayer. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I am gonna start off with a dad joke because I want to
Okay.
get to Abby real quick. Me and Dana and Abby gonna tell you guys about our world as recruiters. So I went to the Olympics, guys, and I saw this guy with a big old stick walking around. So I asked him if he was a pole vaulter, and he said, "No." He goes, "But how did you know my name was Walter?" See, you guys have to be German to understand that. You have to be accustomed to the German accent. So Walter, guys, in German is pronounced Walter.
Walter. Walter is going to
Oh,
get
Walter.
some
Look at
some sauerkraut.
Abby's like, oh my God, that's my brother, that's for sure. So okay, guys. So welcome everybody that's with us listening. Meg is not with us today, guys. We're gonna
No.
miss Mez is sick, so you guys pray for Mez so she can get better.
Aw, we love Mez.
I know, I
Yeah.
know. And okay, guys. So here's I'm gonna lay out a situation. So we go to work. We're recruiters, right? We go to work and we get this requirement from a job from one of our managers that we're serving, one of
Okay.
our hiring managers.
Mhm.
And with me, I like to go and I like to go visit with that hiring manager and say, okay, I got on paper what it is you're looking for. Tell me what you want to hire. Tell me the details of this job description that I'm looking at. And that way I don't send you the wrong people because here's the deal, guys. We recruiters like to build relationships. You knew I was going to use that word. Me and Dana get close to the screen when we say relationship. So we like to build relationships with our hiring managers, and each one of us has been a hiring manager, me, Abby, and Dana. And you know what? We want to know what it is that that person wants to hire, so I don't send them the wrong thing. Because if it's a mean person, I'm not going to send Calvin Washington to him because Calvin's a nice guy and he ain't gonna get along with somebody being mean to him. So anyway, what do you guys do when you first get a requirement?
Well, real quick, and then I want to hand it over to Abby. So, just for those listening, when Foster says first get a requirement, it means that there is a new job or a requisition that has been approved, and the recruitment team is now going to start finding the right candidates to fill the role. Just a little internal jargon there. And for me, that's the very first thing I do, Foster. We call it's the first step in our talent acquisition process, which is called the recruitment strategy meeting or the RSM.
RSM.
And we don't want to waste time.
No.
It's like trying to build a house without a blueprint. You've got to talk to the hiring leader first.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, a job description is a job description, but for everybody out there, there's a lot more behind the scenes. There's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes to make this person a good fit. There could be certain niche skills this person needs to have, certain things on the job description that they cannot get around, meaning if the candidate doesn't have, it's just a hard no because they have to have it or this person won't be successful in the job for whatever reasons. And there could be some things going on in the department that they need a certain type of personality. Like Foster said, if there's a challenging person on the team, or maybe they deal with a lot of challenging people. Sometimes in our environments, we deal with medical professionals like surgeons. Most of them are great, but every now and then they can be very challenging at times. Yep. And so you've got to also look at not only the qualifications from a skill set perspective, but what kind of person would thrive, right? We don't want to throw someone into the wolves knowing that they're too sensitive or their how God created them would not align well. So for us, we do the recruitment strategy meeting. The team knows we should not be doing unless we have filled this role over and over before, because it's a common role in our field and we've worked with that hiring leader a lot. Then we'll just send an email to confirm. But if it's not that, have our recruitment strategy meeting. So that's what I wanted to point out there. Abby, I'd love to turn this over to you and get your wisdom and input.
Sure.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Same story. I would have said the exact same thing, although not as eloquently, but I would have said exactly what you just said. And the one thing that the one thing that I would also add is sometimes there are things on the job description that don't need to actually be there, because this is an old job description, or they pulled it off the web, or so sometimes we can take some things off the job description. And sometimes things, like you said, are really urgent, and you know,
Uh-oh, did she freeze out?
Oh, it's okay. I'm sure she'll hop back in here in just a second.
Requirement.
There's Abby.
Or is this?
Uh-oh.
I think I might have gotten disconnected.
You know, Dana, while she was talking, I was thinking about sometimes there's some personal things that some hiring managers don't want to hire, will not hire for their particular role. It might be a position that requires that you be within 20 miles of the office, within 15 miles of the office, things like that. And we're not going to put that on the job description.
No, not normally, because we don't want to discourage people from applying, because there could be that perfect person that maybe they would, when I say perfect person, meaning their background 100% aligns, their personality 100% aligns, their way of working and their ability to thrive with their individual personality, might align so well that they're like, we'll make an exception, right? And something I think would be good, Foster, thank you for bringing that up, because I think our listeners, not only is it good for them to understand what goes on behind the scenes, so for us at Beacon, as soon as a requisition is approved, I assign it to the recruiter. The recruiter has 24 hours, business hours, I say, meaning we're not counting the after work time because that's their personal time, but 2 business days to reach out and align with the hiring leader, because we don't want to sit on this position, but we need to know what's going on, right? And something I think people need to understand, and I did not know this before I started working in talent acquisition. It's really easy when you're applying to jobs to get sensitive or feel rejection or feel like you're not being looked at. But what I think our listeners need to remember is, even though you can read a job description, and in this, I'm speaking from even experience when I was laid off back in 2023. You can read a job description and go, wow, I'm perfect for this role. Like, I have done all of this. My resume shouts all of this. But you never know on the other side of the table what other things are going on. So never take it personally if you are, or please do not take it personally if you are not contacted or chosen, because sometimes there is a referral or an internal that might be getting promoted. And so please know that when we go into our recruitment strategy meetings, we also check to see if they already have referrals from their network, or if there are any internals they're aware of that we need to reach out to that have already shared that they would be interested. So you never know if that's going on. And a company does try to promote and grow people within if they are qualified and it makes sense. That's nothing against all the people that applied.
Nope.
That is not always the case, but sometimes that's why you might not hear something. Another thing is, depending on the market, there could be tons of qualified resumes, and it's all about timing. And lastly, just because a position looks great on paper, and maybe even the company sounds great, you truly don't know the politics behind the scenes. And
that's true.
The people that you would have to work with. And I do believe that God will keep doors closed for a place that maybe could look great on paper, sound great as far as what the company advertises online. However, it might be an environment that you would not thrive in, that you would not be happy in because of other extenuating factors that make it not a fit for you. So it's not just your skills. There's a real thing on looking at hard and soft skills when we do our recruitment strategy meetings. Hey, leader, what are the must-haves? What are the things in this job description that we truly need? And then, like Abby said, what are the things we should maybe adjust and take out that aren't needed? And then let's talk about the person that would thrive in this environment and any experiences they had in the past with certain dynamics. Like they might know if if a headstrong person comes in, it's not bad to be headstrong, but this is not the environment for a headstrong person. Like Mez and I may not thrive in that. You know what I'm saying? We'd piss everyone off and cause chaos.
Yeah, y'all need to stop making me mad. Oh my God.
There you go. Or maybe a really soft-spoken person would not work out in this environment and would be gone in 3 days. You need to have super thick skin. You need to be able to take criticism. You not get emotional. Head down, do your job. And that might not be the right role. Some people want to be able to freely express, to a certain extent, emotion and feel like they can truly be themselves and not have to have thick skin. So wouldn't you agree, Foster, that there is a lot?
You reminded me of something, Dana.
Yeah.
There are certain companies in those meetings that we have. There's certain companies that sometimes we're told that we cannot hire people from those companies because we might be buying as a in our development process, we might be using the product that a certain company uses. I'm thinking about in my telecom days. There were
they could be a client, and you don't want to take their people.
Hire people from those people because they were helping us. They were a vendor of the company. So we don't want to be stealing, and that's what we're not stealing, but
it is. We could lose that relationship.
To be accused of stealing the people from the very people that we're getting our products from. So sometimes, guys, when you don't hear back from a recruiter, there may be a reason. Now, it's completely okay if you think that that job is perfect for you to reach out to that recruiter and say, I haven't heard from you, Mr. Recruiter, or network in. Maybe you know somebody that knows that recruiter. And it's okay to say, hey, I thought I was a good fit for that position. But that recruiter may not have the time to call you back and say, oh, well, this is the reason why this didn't happen or that. But an email can say, no, you were not selected for that position, and we're not going to get in most of the time. We're not going to get into the reasons why, because you guys like to sue us and get mad at us recruiters. So don't get mad at us recruiters, and don't go off on Foster because he didn't call you back.
Try to be patient. People don't not call back because they don't care or they don't want to let you know. We try, and I promise you the goal is excellent stakeholder management. But at the end of the day, when you have 30 to 50 jobs and you have the applicants per job, do the math. There's not a physical way to get back to everyone. There's just not a physical way.
There's no way, guys. There's a lot
unless you work 24/7 and don't sleep and wear diapers.
There's a lot of candidates that are on the road right now, guys. We've had a lot of layoffs. We've had a lot of companies get bought out. We've had people that landed jobs that they walked into the office the next week and told them, okay, we got to let you go because of this, that, or the other. Now, Abby is back with us. So let's shift back to Abby. Can you hear me, Abby?
Yes, and I was dying because you were talking about something that I really wanted to tell you. And so here it is.
Tell me about it.
I am currently I'm currently searching for a new contract for myself. So I'm in the same boat as seekers out there. And I just had an experience that's very relevant. As you were talking about, if you don't get the job, not the right personality for you. Well, I had 2 connections that worked at the company that I wanted. I saw this perfect job at 2:00 in the morning. First of all, let's start there. I wake up and I look at my LinkedIn at 2:00 in the morning. Why? I don't know. But a perfect job. And then I get up in the morning and I notice that 2 people that I know actually work there, and one is an executive of the company. Like, oh my God, this is the perfect job. And the first part of the company is the word Diane, and that was my mother's name, and she passed away. So I'm like, my mother sent me this job. I'm like, this is the job, right? But I ended up talking to one of those two people, and she said that my boss was somebody who was very demanding. She used the word demanding, and then the word exacting.
Oh boy.
And I said to myself, this is not the right boss for you. Because I am one of those
Yeah.
people. I'm very sensitive, and I want to just be myself, and I don't want to be in a job where I have to have a thick skin. It's not the right job. I know myself after all
No,
these
Mhm.
no.
years. I know the kind of boss I want. I want a friendly boss so I can practically be friends. Being exacting boss is not for me. So I think it's really important, everybody, when you
Me
see a
either.
job, find somebody in the company that you can talk to and get the inside scoop on the boss. At least the boss, but if not, the company.
Yeah.
Before you go through all the trouble of falling in love with this job. And I hadn't even applied
Mhm.
for it, thank goodness. So I did redo my whole resume for them, but I didn't send it in. And now I have my whole resume ready for the next one. So
There you
I think
go.
that's really important.
There
There
you
you go.
go.
Yeah, you guys
Great.
got to. It's important that you know yourself, guys, and know what you don't. We have people that come out and talk to our groups about management styles and things. And guys, you do not want to get into a management
Yes.
style that is not cohesive to what you are as a person. Believe me, you don't want to do that.
Ooh,
Nope.
that was said well. That was said well, Foster. And
Man,
I'm
I
really
said
glad,
what
Abby,
I
you
was
brought that up
talking
because
about, didn't I?
perfect example of what we were talking about. And so I
Yeah.
want our listeners to understand, never take it personally. I used to before I was in talent acquisition because it was scary. You apply, you know what's supposed to happen. If you don't hear, does that mean I'm not good enough? Does that mean I'm not qualified? No,
Yeah.
not. There's a good chance they may not have even had a chance to
Nope.
get to your resume or see your resume.
That's so
That's a good
true.
chance. Yeah.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
Guys
Mm-hmm.
in
Yep.
Dallas, and
Yeah.
it's not only in Dallas. There's a lot of candidates that are looking for opportunities. We've had a lot of turmoil in corporate America towards the end of last year, and they're trying to patch it up now. I'm starting to see the
Yep.
market change, and I'm starting to see
Yep.
people land jobs, and I'm starting to see opportunities. And Abby and I were talking about this one night. We're sitting up too late. We should sleep. But you know what? I see opportunities that I never even saw before. Opportunities that were created through chaos and through things like that. So,
Yes.
guys, sometimes when you hear somebody talking about a company and all this kind of thing, don't take it with a grain of salt, because
Yeah.
when there's chaos and there's turnover and things like that, there are many opportunities that are created.
Many,
So,
many. Mhm. Yep.
yes, many. And Abby and I, Dana too, we network. We want to know somebody somewhere
Yeah.
that can tell us something.
It's important. It really is. Thank you for saying that. Um, you know, when I was looking for jobs, I even had people refer me, and sometimes you don't, there were jobs I was hoping I would get or wasn't sure, and it didn't come together. And the natural response is like, man, shoot, I coach people on interviewing, I coach people on resume writing, I have a resume business. Why didn't I get this job? But we're all learning and evolving, and not every
Yeah, we
job is
are.
the best job for you.
Nope.
And there is so much truth around leadership. And I've even seen my leadership change through having good leaders like Laura and Lisa in the past that have coached me in how to look at unique personalities and motivate them. And not all leaders are going to have that. So you have to be true with
No.
yourself. Can I mentally and emotionally work in this environment with the type of leader that is in the environment and feel like I'm thriving and feel like that's where I'm supposed to be? And that doesn't mean every day is going to be easy, and it doesn't mean there's going to be challenges. But there's a difference, like Abby said. Abby knew at the end of the day she didn't want to have to be someone she's not. She didn't want to have to play the I have thick
Mm.
skin game when you really don't.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, that
Yeah.
didn't work for Abby
Mm-mm.
and I.
My
We're of the
my
same
skin is
family.
very thick skin. Well, now that I live in Florida, my skin is getting thinner.
Oh
So
yeah, with all the heat.
I also wanted to
Well,
mention
I bet you are noticing the
loving
difference between
I
Florida and New York work. Yeah.
well, I
Yeah, that
also
makes
wanted to
sense.
mention that as far as the job market is concerned, there are so many open recruiting positions right now. And that is great
There
news to
are.
all of you out there because that means companies are all growing. Companies don't
Yeah,
hire recruiters that are not growing.
Yeah,
So that's
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 one
right.
another way to search for a job is to look for the open recruiting jobs at
Oh, good
companies,
idea.
and then
Oh
you'll
my
know they're
gosh, that's
growing.
genius, Abby.
yeah, that's good,
Thank
Abby.
you.
Yeah, that is because companies that are growing are hiring a lot of times in recruitment.
Mhm. Yep.
I just saw there was something, I can't remember, it was an article that came through, and I forgive me because I don't remember where I saw it, but it was just in the last couple days. And I put a mental note in my mind to bring this up on the show. Somewhere, I think it said so far for 2026, 130,000 new jobs have been added back to the economy. So my guess is that's something that is righting itself from the previous government layoffs. So if they're adding that many jobs back to the economy, probably, and my guess is a lot of that was probably on the government side, because if everyone remembers, there was for a little bit there when Trump first got into presidency, there was some shifting as far as positions for probably very valid reasons, but it was hard, very hard on a lot of people. And supposedly over 130 new jobs have been added back to the
Oh,
economy. And that's just that sector, if I read it correctly. So, and I can tell you, I'm really grateful for this. But I am in alignment with Abby. I have been seeing a lot of jobs. There's a lot of opportunities. I think the economy is slowly working itself back. I've even noticed here in the
yeah.
DFW area, the cost of housing has gone down a little bit. Like, I think things are slowly moving in the right direction, if that makes sense.
I've been paying a lot less for gas because when I was in the hospital, I didn't have to buy no gas.
Oh yeah, it's expensive. Now I hear California's gas is going up to like
Oh,
8 or 9
California's its
something.
own problem.
And there are numerous companies that are relocating to Texas and Florida because it's so
Mhm.
expensive to live in California. So those of us in
Yep.
some of these states without state taxes will probably continue to see an influx of people relocating here and companies relocating here.
Yep.
But it is frustrating sometimes for those of us that are somewhat native, but at the same time, that means more jobs are going to be added, right? So that's not all a bad thing.
It's not. It's not when there's turmoil, guys. When you got people, the only problem with working in a corporation is that people work there. So that's my little joke. So,
Oh,
guys,
that's so true.
when you have people and you have differences of opinion, you have a lot of people with a
Mm-hmm.
lot of different experience. Like on this call right now, you
Mm-hmm.
guys are looking at, we have different ways of looking at things, and people don't always communicate correctly. So,
Mm-hmm.
guys, our attitude determines our altitude, and
Ooh,
that I stole that from somewhere. I don't even know where it came from,
pretty
but
impressive.
if you can work on yourself and working through being that sane mind that can enter into a situation that might have a little turmoil, that's really good.
Yeah.
If you're fitting in and the hiring manager feels like, I want to bring Abby on my team because she's cool and she didn't blow off, she didn't blow her she got red hair but she didn't blow her top. you know then that you guys have no idea how a sane approach will get you a job a lot of times.
Yeah.
Will make it you'll be the one that's chosen for the job over Mr. Smarty Pants Calvin Washington down there that knows everything. No, I'm not just kidding, guys. Calvin's my buddy. You companies are going to hear from Calvin next. We're going to talk about Calvin, and I'm going to introduce you when we come back. I'm hearing music. We're going to go to commercial. Thank you, Abby, for joining us, and it won't be the last time we'll see you, Abby. I guarantee you.
See you shortly.
All right.
Okay, let's do it.
Whoa.
Hey, if I can get this.
I can't
It's something I won't show me. Let me send this to you and see if you can play it.
Dreading what tomorrow's gonna bring. This loving you wasn't in the cards. Yeah, forgetting you was the hardest thing.
A lot of times we forget our cameras, our mics are still rolling.
You're not here, but you're on my mind. Since you left for the California coast, I guess chasing your dreams was better than you and I. So I run to the next one, follow your memory, and everything's made up. Chasing you was the best part. Maybe I'll find the same kind of love. Does anything like us, I'm in love. Girl, you're every woman that I've had.
Can you hear me? Or we look like we're back. Dana,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I was muted for a second.
Bring us in.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Jobfather Nation, to the second half of the show. As a quick reminder, we are proud to be a part of NTX Radio, a radio and podcast collective proudly serving all of North Texas and can be heard all over the world on the TuneIn Radio app.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher.
Too funny, too funny. So feel free to log on to the NTX Radio app and check out our lineup and more. We are grateful to be a part of the platform, which is proudly serving the voices of North Texas. With that being said, we have got a great Jobseeker, the second half. And Abby, it was fabulous to have you on the first half. We sure miss our Mez and hope that she is feeling better. Please say prayers. But Foster, do you have a dad joke? And then maybe you could introduce our wonderful guest.
You know,
my twin.
Okay,
he's my friend, my twin.
I don't think Dana can hear me.
I can now.
Oh, cool. Okay, guys, it's dad joke time.
Okay.
So I want you guys to put on your thinking caps. See if you can figure this one out.
Let's do it.
What did this chef give his wife on Valentine's Day? Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, guys. What did the chef give his wife on Valentine's Day? You're not going to get it. It's cute.
Yeah, it sounds kind of hard. I'm sitting here trying to process this. Like, what would a chef give? And I give up.
I apologize for our feed is not up today. Mez is missing, so Mez usually manages our feed of people with questions and all that stuff in the chat. So, guys, here's the answer. The chef gave his wife a hug and a quiche.
Oh! That is
Oh.
odd. That's cute, though. I'm gonna just say that is cute.
Next week in the network, I'm gonna hear
Yeah.
how lame my dad jokes are. But that's the fun part, guys. I'm here to make your eyes roll in your head or make you laugh, one of the two. Sometimes it's
I like
good,
them both.
sometimes it's not.
But that was
So
a cute one. I
that
like
was
a
cute.
niche.
That was cute. So I want y'all to meet somebody. I want you guys to meet my
I like
buddy
that.
Calvin. Uh,
Calvin.
Now, y'all, companies, here's the deal. Calvin's been around for a while. Calvin is an IT infrastructure security engineer. Doesn't that sound kind of
That
way
sounds
up
that
there?
that's a lot. It kind of
So
sounds
Calvin
complex.
and
Dang.
and Calvin will stop me if I'm getting wrong, but Calvin has been around a lot of different technologies. Guys, if you have multiplicity of technology that you're trying to get to speak with each other, function a certain way, Calvin has been around middleware configuration and Unix and some of the old systems. Calvin is the one that you want to come in and engineer your system to talk and the performance function that you guys don't want. That's why you bought the daggum technology to get the functionality out of it. Then they got something new that they bought, and then now it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't talk. This
Welcome to
platform
the
doesn't
world.
talk to this platform. So I would sincerely suggest to you companies that you guys give Calvin a call if you got multiple technologies and you're trying to get things figured out. Because believe me, if you got multiple technologies, you are trying to figure out how to get things work. So, Calvin, was I telling it right?
Uh-oh, Calvin's on mute.
Oh, now Calvin's muted out. Oh my goodness.
Calvin. Can you hear Calvin? Are you on mute?
Maybe
Hmm.
Tiffany can help us. We are having technical this and that today. I'm here to tell you.
Yep. Well, we'll get through it because we know Calvin's going to get some help. So we are really blessed to have Calvin on the show today. His extensive background, his collaborative personality, and
Yeah,
professionalism will
that
make
one.
him a fabulous fit for any organization. And Calvin's going to be able to share a little bit about himself here shortly. We just want to help him get his volume back up and be able to make sure his mic is picking up so we can hear him.
I want you guys to go and check out Calvin's LinkedIn profile. It is G.
Wait, I think we can hear
Calvin
Calvin.
Washington.
G. Calvin
Let
Washington.
me tell you guys that again. G. Calvin Washington is who you guys are looking at right now. That is my friend. I've known him for a while, and I am not near as technical as Calvin is. Calvin's been in the middle of it. He's been there for a while. He's put together some of the old technologies. Oh my God, ZOS and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
uh,
Calvin,
I
can
hope
you
that we're able to get his he's
try
talking, but
speaking?
we can't hear him.
Yeah, nope, can't hear Calvin yet.
Tiffany, can you help us if you can hear me?
Yeah, it's okay. And these things happen sometimes. And I heard today that we may have some storms rolling in, and sometimes that can mess with everything.
They
But
can.
yeah, we're very blessed to have Calvin. And Foster, I love the fact that you've known Calvin a long time because you're not only speaking to his skill sets, but you're also speaking to Calvin's character, right? And when you've
Uh-huh.
known someone a long time and you built a relationship with them over many years, you know all of the good things. You might know some of the quirks, but that says a lot to be speaking out about someone you know so well. And Foster, as you know, has such a deep network. God is using him mightily to bring people together, and he definitely is careful, about who he brings on the show. So Abby and Calvin, I mean, they've known Foster forever, and they definitely have the golden stamp of approval, which is
Oh yeah.
very much legit. Because
Let me
Foster
tell
isn't
you
going to bring
guys
someone on
why.
the show he's not confident in.
Let me guys tell you. Let me tell you why Calvin gets the golden stamp of approval. So, Calvin's he might be that first person that you talk to if you got a new technology and it needs to be configured.
Yeah.
If you might have software and you might need to update your configuration on your stuff that you bought and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin's going to be the guy that you go to,
Right.
and he's like I said earlier, Calvin's been around middleware, and he's been around stuff and any kind of technology, any kind of software updates and things like that. He's going to know which platform it needs to operate on. And if he doesn't know, he can find out, and he'll be
Yeah.
the one to get in there and help the other technology guys make it work.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
as he's managing, I think I'm reading some of his stuff that he's got on his LinkedIn right now. He's been working with Tivoli and OKTA, whatever that is.
Wow.
But the security thing, we put all this stuff together in these companies, guys, all this technology that we bought, but it's got to be secure. A number of companies, especially when you're talking about finance companies, we've got to keep that information secure. And so there's an element of Calvin's experience that lends to that as well. So he's going
Yeah.
to be the guy to make sure that everybody's not cracking in on we bought a new software and now we got it to work, and we don't want it to be wide
Right.
open where everybody could crack in on the things. So Calvin, I hope I'm telling
Exactly.
it right. You is it working now? No, I think we're still in the dark.
Yeah. And honestly, Foster, I appreciate kind of the in-depth that you were sharing around Calvin's background and just what you're seeing, what you already know it, but just sharing with the audience like his credentials and LinkedIn. And we're really blessed to have Calvin on the show, and we're have such great
Yeah, we're going to have
individuals
him back
like
on the show
Abby as
now that it's not
well.
working.
Yeah, but we're really blessed to have individuals like Abby and Calvin on the show where we're able to share with the job seeker community as well as hiring leaders nationwide and to extent globally, these great individuals that are not only open to evaluating opportunities, but sharing knowledge and wisdom that all of us have learned along the way, because the whole process of job seeking, networking, interviewing, putting together a effective resume, for those of us that work in talent acquisition, sure, it might sound simple, right? It might sound like, oh, common sense, but it's not. For the majority of people that are not actively in talent acquisition and aren't in our chairs seeing how the process plays out, what gets candidates noticed, what can turn people off from candidates. And one thing I might add, since we're just having a little bit of a conversation while we're working through Calvin's mic issue, is remember when you're interviewing, no matter how comfortable you feel with the hiring leader, keep personal stuff excruciatingly limited. It's just not worth it getting into personal things. Maybe a few connection points like, oh yeah, like I went to that college, or oh yeah, my kid went there. That's different. That's like finding a way to connect and have commonalities. But talking about your personal life, they shouldn't be asking about it. I wouldn't, because you don't want them to make any judgments or assumptions on, hey, would this person be reliable? Would they, could there potentially be issues? Because this just popped up in my head and I thought I'd share it, Foster. I hope it's okay. But especially if maybe the hiring leader has had a rough patch of people in a certain role
Might have been a bad day, yeah.
Yeah, that haven't performed or are constantly calling out, and they're really looking to hire the right person. They may be a little gun shy, and an innocent comment that could mean absolutely nothing on your end or have no reflection on how reliable or effective you are as a employee could scare them away. So don't talk about your personal stuff other than making a point of connecting if there's some commonalities, and just sharing minor things that make you interesting and qualify you for the role. But no need to talk about all kids, busy life, and pets and this. I keep it as professional as possible. Those types of things can be discussed once you have the job. What would you say, Foster?
I want to hear what Abby. Abby, is your mic working? There she is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
There's Abby.
Let's kind of go back to our. Let's kind of go
Yep.
back to
So
our little
I was going to
conversation
say,
while we're waiting on Calvin.
yeah. Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
was
Abby.
going to say sports, religion, politics. Sports, religion, and politics, you absolutely should stay away from during conversations unless you know for a fact
Yeah.
that the person you're sitting in the office with likes the same thing that you do. If you do know that for a
There
fact,
you
then
go.
you should talk about it. So if you, for example,
Yeah.
love the Dallas Cowboys, you should not go in the office and say, "Oh my God, I saw the game and I love the Dallas Cowboys." That unless if you see the Dallas Cowboys all over their office, then you
All
should
over, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
specifically do that. But make sure you're in the correct person's office,
definitely. And if you're a
right?
Yeah.
Steeler fan like
Yeah.
me, I run with Mean Joe Green's boys, so I better
Yeah.
keep my mouth
Yeah.
shut in the situation like that, guys. When we are on a Zoom interview, a lot of times you can look and see uh, if there's not a pre background like we've got right now,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
person like Dana or Abby or whoever you're interviewing with they might be sitting in their office and you might see airplanes on the wall. You might see Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboy information. So what Abby said, you guys should think about using that even on a Zoom interview.
Sure.
Always use a background. Nobody should see your personal stuff behind you if you're able to avoid that. Even if it's super clean and nice behind you, I would use a background. And a simple professional background, not like an outer space alien invasion background or a video gaming background. Just they have all these simple backgrounds no matter what platform you use, that either it can even put a white wall behind you. I mean, whatever. Just
Abby, let's talk about
yeah.
That's funny.
the job seeker. Let's talk about our call that we just had on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little
Well,
bit.
I'd like to,
all
yeah.
right. Here's what I'd like to say is I use a background of myself in outer space on my career wake-up calls. That's so funny
I
that you
love it.
just said that.
Well, but that's a
But
Tell us
career wake
about the
up call.
career
right,
That's
wake
not
up
right.
an
call.
I'm
interview.
not on an interview. Right. I'm
Yeah.
not on an interview. But
No, guys,
but
you
I use
guys
one
need
of
to
those.
know. Job seekers need to know about the career wake up calls. Tell us
Yeah.
Yeah,
about the career wake up call, Abby.
sure. So I've done 122 of these, and
Wow.
they happen on like every few weeks, usually on a
Okay.
Tuesday night.
Hmm.
And what we do is I take questions just like this. I take questions from job seekers. They're not Zoom calls, they're just good old phone calls, conference calls.
Oh,
And I
nice.
answer questions. Yeah, I answer questions from job seekers. And sometimes we bring a job seeker on the call to help understand the question they were asking. Sometimes we play Ask the Audience. Sometimes we have a guest there. Sometimes we have giveaways. It's fun time, and we do
Yeah,
them
it is.
in the evenings, even though it's called the Career Wake Up Call. It's in the evening. So it's usually at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. And if you just go to careerwakeupcalls.com, you can sign up. I think there's the next day that we have up there is March
Yeah.
Thursday. It's the next one. Or it could be the second.
Nice. How do people
So everybody can
get
go.
involved? Yeah.
So yeah, just go to careerwakeupcalls.com and you can sign up, and then we start sending you emails the day before the call.
I love this idea. So it's basically an opportunity for people to come to the table with like lots of questions around different scenarios to better understand the process of job transitioning.
Yeah. Because I'm a recruiter, and the reason I call
Mhm.
myself Absolutely Abby is because I tell the absolute truth to job seekers, just like we're doing now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
three
yeah,
of us
yeah.
have been recruiting, and we're telling the truth. And with regular recruiters, they're not going to tell you the truth. Not that they are mean or anything, because they're all wonderful, sweet people. But they can't tell you the truth. Like you were mentioning legal reasons why we
Yeah.
can't tell people why they're not getting the job. So on this call, I can answer any question, and I do answer the tough ones where people ask questions that I really feel weird about answering because normally I wouldn't be able to, but I just answer them on these calls. And so the more secrets I can share, the happier I am.
I love it. And Abby, I would, if you ever have a guest on the show, I would love to give back and do something like that because that is such a wonderful platform. Like you said, most recruiters have really good intentions, I'd say, but there are legally things we just can't discuss, say, or
Mm-hmm.
do when we are
That's right.
working,
Dana,
right?
that's
And
my fault
Right.
that I haven't told you about this, and I didn't
it's okay. I would
and get
love
you
to jump
involved.
on if Abby ever has guests and
Oh,
help and do what I can to
you
support because
can
that's a very
join.
good cause.
I've been with Abby for probably 3, at least 4 years doing this
Oh,
on
Abby,
some
that's
Tuesday nights.
awesome.
I need to share that with you, and I need to share it more.
Me and you, Abby, and I need to go eat dinner and talk more about it. How are we doing with the mic situation?
Calvin, are you with us yet? Listeners, I'm going
Man,
to invite
we're gonna
Calvin back.
have Calvin
We're going
back.
to solve this. We're going to have Calvin back because the companies, I want you guys to hear Calvin talk. Calvin can talk about Calvin a lot better than Foster can. I've known him for a while, but
But you sure
he
shared
knows.
some wonderful things about Calvin. Yeah. You know
Well, I've
what?
been
If
an
it's okay,
IT
I'd like
recruiter for
to.
a long time, and there's a lot of things that I understand about what Calvin does. And
Yeah.
then by serving people like Calvin, I'm staying up to date on a lot of technology and
I
stuff because
love
technology
that.
moves, boy. I'm here to tell you.
Well, you know what, Foster? Since we have Abby, and let's kind of until we can confirm if Calvin's going to be able to get back on. Since Abby's been doing this for years and years and years, talking and
Hmm.
answering questions, what are some of the biggest or most common questions you get asked, Abby? And what is your response?
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest question I always get is how come I'm not hearing back from people? How can I follow up? When should I follow up? Should I follow up? Things like that. It's a
Mm-hmm.
very simple question,
Mm-hmm.
but it really tortures people. And I completely
Yeah.
understand it, especially
Yeah.
because, like I said, I too am a recruiter, but I am also I'm a 1099 recruiter. So I'm currently looking for clients. So I am a job seeker and I'm having the same frustrations that everybody has. And it's interesting. I believe God made me a job seeker simply so I could understand what my population
Yeah.
is going through. And it happens to me every few
Amen.
years. I really believe it. And I just would love to give everybody one tip that's going really well for me that I think would be really helpful for everybody. So COVID happened and we all stayed home
Mm.
and we stayed home for a long time and the networking meeting and we didn't see each other. Yeah, of course we did
Mm-hmm.
Zooms and now people from Seattle and all that. But now the networking meetings are back in full blast, I think, especially in Florida. And I've been going to networking meetings, meeting some amazing people. I love the biotech industry. And so I
Oh
joined
yeah.
an organization called Bio
Me too.
Florida, and I've gone to
Oh.
several meetings. Yeah. And I've met amazing people. I set a goal to meet 3 people one night, and I met 16 people, and I had conversations with 6 of them, and I had lunch with one of them, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
have lunch with another one, and this is what I've been doing, and it's working really well for me, so I would recommend that you all find an organization that's related to the job that you would like. So I know in the
Oh, I
financial
love
executive
this.
world, yeah, so like finance, there's the FANG, project management, there's PMI, HR, there's SHRM, SHRM, and I can't think of others. And operations, there's APIX. I used to speak for all
Uh-huh.
these organizations.
Apex.
That's how I
Oh
know
my
them.
gosh,
Yeah,
Abby, your wealth of
yeah,
knowledge. You're coming back on the show. That's all there is to
yeah.
it.
So seriously, I think you guys should try that and
Okay.
get yourself a business card. Go to oh my God, I'm gonna forget the name of it. The business card.
PMI meetings.
No, the business card place.
Well, you can go
Oh,
to
oh.
Canva and make them. You can go to what's the place that you can easily go get them printed off. You can go to almost any. They
Right,
have so
Staples,
many
even Staples.
websites.
I think Staples
Staples.
has
Yeah.
free business cards for job seekers.
Oh, sounds
And
like we got Calvin.
yeah.
Say
Real quick,
So
something,
Abby,
Calvin.
Tunia,
what part of Florida are you in? And then
can
Is
I'll
you
that
go.
hear me?
you? Hold on, Dana. Calvin, is that you, kid? Are you coming through now? I thought I heard your voice.
Did you hear me?
Oh, we can
I
hear
got you.
Calvin.
Wow. I did not do anything.
You know, that's what it takes with technology. Sometimes it
Yeah.
fixes itself.
Well, maybe God wanted us to talk a little bit more about some of the things that Abby just shared, and then we just maybe
Yeah.
Calvin can come on even next week, and we can have a special Calvin
You know,
spotlight.
Calvin, yeah, let's do a Calvin next week. If you
Oh,
can do that, because you're probably gonna get a job pretty soon. So I'm gonna get you while I
Yeah,
can.
we got to get you
I would
out
love
there
it.
because you're going to go fast.
I would
Calvin,
love it.
anything you want to say? If you want to share, look, we've been bragging on you, but the floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, you
How
know
do
what,
you fit in this?
Foster, you know what? The best term is renaissance. I've done
Mm.
quite a few things, as you mentioned. I started out in the mainframe world,
Me too.
CICS, so the whole mainframe world, ZOS, JS2, SMP, um, JCL. I did COBOL programming. I worked with some IMS database. That's a dinosaur, but
That
I
is
did
a
some,
dinosaur.
but more CICS. And as I did more jobs, more contract, I did a lot of contracting. New things come about, middleware. I got into message queuing, what they call MQ, mostly IBM products and WebSphere. Um, and then from there, it more security. I did the RACF on the mainframe and ACF2 and the top
Right,
secret.
Kev? Oh my God.
Then into identity access management, where we're, authenticating and authorizing users data, the access to that. So I wear a few hats. I would. I'm not one. I am this. I am somewhat modest. I would not say I'm the guru, but in an environment, I have the big picture. I see what's supposed to be. I can get in. I can install. I'm very good at remediation and configuration and optimizing. So with all of those pieces of software and even some of the newer stuff, Okta. You mentioned OKTA. That's
Uh-huh.
Okta. Yeah, it's
Okay.
called Okta. I work with that Kubernetes. So you hit it, and I
Wow.
just drill down a little bit on it. And so I'm looking. They're unfortunate. Hey, things happen in life. I had family members to get sick. I had to take some time off and deal
Sure.
with them.
Yeah.
Some survived, some did not. And of course, the COVID hit my wife hard.
Hit
So
me too.
she's recovered and back to work. Now it's time for me to get back to work. So
Yeah.
that's what I do. I learned baptismal by fire. I really like the first part of the show you all talking about, the personalities and things like that. Really hadn't run into people that I don't get along with. The key thing, I keep it professional. And when I can help, I help. I like that whole team aspect,
Yeah,
but at
that's
the
your
same time,
personality.
I can lead the pack.
Uh-huh. You went to boy, you pulled out the history book. Golly. I don't like to tell people how long I've been recruiting, but when you're naming some of those systems, I'm like, oh yeah, that and RACF and all that stuff. My goodness.
Yeah, that mainframe's still around. I don't think
Yeah,
it's ever gonna go
It
away.
is?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's crazy.
I don't, yeah, absolutely. There are some companies that are still running their mainframe systems. Absolutely. And I don't blame them,
Mhm, mhm.
Calvin, you're
especially when
local
you're
to the
talking about
DFW
information
area.
security.
I am. I am local to DFW. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And and I'm assuming you're wanting to stay located here in the DFW, but open to both remote and on site?
Well, I would say over half of my career has been somewhat traveling. I've been off somewhere in another state. You
Okay.
know, I was in Baltimore for 7 or 8 years on a contract with a government agency,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
so
I
it
was
happens
too.
like that.
Hmm.
It happens like
Okay.
that.
So
I'm
you're
I'm
open.
really I will travel and I'll do remote. I like
Wow.
people, so I kind of like the interaction of being on site, but
Yeah.
I do remote as well.
Love it. That is awesome. I like your flexibility. That always makes a difference. It really does. And the fact that you're based here in the DFW, but open to travel throughout the US, that's great. And I'm glad to hear that your family's doing better. and your wife, and you're getting back into the swing of things, because it's the reality. A lot of people got hit hard by COVID, and it's sad.
Man, I know it almost knocked me out.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godly, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for coming in this week.
Guys. We apologize for the technology.
We're going to have Calvin back, though, and Abby for sure.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies